Hey guys, welcome to Podcast Fandom, the official podcast for ProjectFandom.com. I'm your host, Nina.
I'm Donald.
And I'm John.
And we are back to kick off an all-new show, Disney Plus latest Marvel original live action series, Hawkeye, debuted yesterday? Day before yesterday?
Wednesday.
Day before yesterday. Yeah, day before Thanksgiving. So they released the first 2 episodes, so that's what we're going to be talking about. And I don't know who's sending me messages. That was weird.
Wait. There's 2 episodes?
Donnie, are you serious?
I'm dead serious. The one we watched with Jack was the only one I knew about. I did not know they were releasing 2 episodes. I can't do this podcast.
I can't stand you. What is wrong with you?
How did you not know?
I don't follow any news or anything.
How did you turn off the episode without seeing it?
Because we just stopped it. So when me and Nina and Jack watched it yesterday, I just stopped it because I thought it was 1 episode. I would have watched 2 episodes with you guys if I knew it was.
Well, I said to you, hold on a second. Hold on.
Why did you just stop and walk away and say, okay, that's it?
Well, no. Shut your face. I'm going to tell everybody what happens as soon as Jack gets here. So while we wait for Jack to come here, I hear him. He's coming. I'd honestly forgotten that it had dropped when it did, right? Jack, how many episodes of Hawkeye did you watch?
There's only 2.
Right. You watched both of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, babe. Hey, can I ask you a question? When we were watching them yesterday and the first episode ended, why'd you come upstairs? You didn't want to watch the second one with us?
No, because you said you were tired. I went upstairs because you said you were tired.
Oh, but I didn't mean like we were going to stop. We didn't have to stop. Oh, okay. Well, your dad didn't know there were 2 episodes. So we're about to record a podcast to talk about the 2 episodes. And he's like, what do you mean there was 2 episodes? He sounded just like that when he said it too. So this is really awkward. But thank you. Best son ever. Love you. Fuck. We're only going to talk about 1 episode.
Yeah, I guess we're going to try to talk about this 1 episode now.
So that is what happened when the episode they dropped, and I kind of forgotten about it. And so yesterday Jack came to me and said, Thanksgiving, earlier in the day, he said, did you watch Hawkeye? And I said, no, not yet. I'm gonna wait. And do you want to wait? And I'll wait and watch it with me, right? Well, I'll watch it later, but would you mind watching it again with me? And he goes, yeah. And then I asked Donnie, right before you went to work, I said, do you want to wait?
Yeah.
Right? Should we wait? Wait for you. And you said, yeah. So yesterday we decided when dinner was done, we would sit down and eat and watch Hawkeye. So we watched the first episode. And I think when the first episode ended, Donnie stopped it, but I think Nico had to go out or something. I don't know if I took Nico out or Kaylee did, but there was something a shift happened, right? And I sat back down. Yeah, okay. And I remember sitting back down and Jack was gone. He has this beanbag chair, John, in the living room. And the chair's sitting there, Jack's not in it. And I'm like, where'd Jack go? And I said, was that his way of telling? And this is what I said to Donnie. Was that his way of telling us he doesn't want to watch the second episode with us? And you said, I guess not. So I said, okay.
Heard any of that.
So I said, okay. And I went upstairs. And that was it. So today, right, when I've been today, I have been, because we're going to be moving soon. I've been packing and watching TV and recording podcasts. Watching TV, reporting podcasts. So earlier I said to Donnie, I just finished Money Heist. And I'm about to start Hawkeye. What the fuck did you think I was watching?
I thought you were going to watch Hawkeye for notes. As you do. You usually watch it a second time to take notes.
Oh. Wow, I'm so sorry, guys. Donnie, you just really fucked us all up. Hold on, let me look at the schedule. Like, the more I think about it, I'm like...
As a family, and when it was done, I said, okay, shit, all right. It gets, I mean, that's a cliffhanger for a week, but...
And right, I don't even, like, I might have, like, just, like, randomly said I'm tired, and Jack just bounced. Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, it was just the... Wow, I don't know, can we? Like... Oh, man, yeah, I guess we can't. A lot of what I want to say... Tony, you're an asshole.
I did not know.
All right. Shit. I'm looking at my notes. They're very detailed. I just don't want to fuck up and say something. If you get spoiled, that's your own fucking fault. No, I'm just kidding.
That wasn't my fault.
I mean, this is hilarious. I don't know how you... did it.
I mean, I kind of see it, but I also kind of don't understand. Like, there's a schedule. He could have any moment, John. He could have.
But all week long, you're like, we're doing Hawkeye. I mean, if you're telling me we're doing it Friday, why do I need to look at the schedule?
So that you know that there are 2 episodes to watch instead of I don't know. So you know what the fuck you're doing at any given moment of your life.
You said something, and when we stopped at the first episode.
But I did say,
John, there was like 8 minutes left to the last episode, or the episode we watched. I thought was the only episode, and Nina started getting up to get food, and I was like, "Why don't you just wait? We only have 8 minutes left, and then we can eat, and we're done." But it's like. Not at any moment did she say, "No, wait, we got the next episode." Like,
no, I did. I said, John,
that there was 2
when
episodes.
I sat down and I saw the episode ended, and again, I think I like took Nico. Something happened where I sat back down and Jack was gone, and I didn't know where he went. And I looked at Donnie and I specifically said, "Did Jack go upstairs? Like, is he done?" And I think Kaylee said, yeah. And I looked at Donnie and I said, is this his way of telling us he doesn't want to watch the second episode with us? And you said, I guess not. How the fuck am I supposed to know you're stupid?
I did not hear that.
You didn't hear that?
I swear you did not say anything about a second episode.
Okay.
I did not hear that.
Good night. Me and John are going to talk about just kidding.
I mean, if you guys want, I'm fine with that.
No, let's talk about... No, why would you leave?
I decided you have... I mean, if the podcast is more... A lot of stuff happens
more important than you?
If you guys want to do it, I'm good.
Did you hear me?
No.
You said if the podcast, and I said more important than you? Oh, you keep stepping over my good jokes. All right. Let's just talk about the first episode. How's that? And we will double up and talk about 2 and 3. I feel like, though, like, you know, I feel like I just want to say this. I feel like they knew what they were doing, releasing the 2. Because the first one is good, but it's better with the second one. Like, it is a package, you know? Like, a lot of shows, they have been doing a thing where they release, like, 3, you know? And you watch it and then you kind of get why. It's like, oh, okay, this is what they felt like you would need to know to, like, want to come back. So if, like, I was going to come back after 1, like, if they hadn't had episode 2, but, like, again, episode 2 just makes episode 1 better.
Yeah, like, when the first episode ended, I literally was like, oh, man, I'm so glad there's a second one.
Yeah. Donnie was like,
I want to watch it right now.
Donnie was like, those motherfuckers.
I was.
He's like, how are they going to end it like that? Oh, my God.
It's so funny.
Wow. Yeah, I don't even know. Let's just talk about it. All right. I got homework to do. I mean, at this point, it's better than nothing, I guess. And I will adjust the schedule accordingly.
That was our shoot the shit segment.
Huh?
That was our shoot the shit segment.
There you go. We shot the shit about Donnie totally fucking up. All right. But so overall thoughts. John and I think liked it way more than Donnie did.
I love the second episode.
The second episode made the first episode better. So if you only liked the first episode, sucks for you if you didn't see two.
And you gotta watch it like right after too, because
yeah. It's not going to hit. It hit different when you wait. Oh, sorry, Donnie. That's what you get, though.
That's all right. I'll be watching it in 45 minutes. Let's go.
While I'm doing homework. All right, I will start with John. He's been the quietest, and he didn't fuck up. He actually watched what he was supposed to watch today. So, John, what are your overall thoughts of episode 1?
I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I coming into this, I wasn't like everybody, right? Like, I feel like everybody was like, maybe Hawkeye, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But, like, I mean, it really hooks you.
Yeah, it does. Mm-hmm.
It's a nice little story.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
they managed to give him just it just suits him. And this is what I won't, because clearly we get more of him in episode 2 than we did really in 1. A lot of 1 was a lot of Kate, and understandably so. But Donnie, you'll see what I mean when you watch it. That he for all of his like what I hear are personal faults of Jeremy Renner, he does a really good job of playing such just a guy. Like
a normal guy, which is very fitting for Hawkeye.
Yeah, he's just like this, but not even like skill set wise, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's just a guy who's really good at something, just like Natasha is just a girl, or Kate is just a woman, just women who are good at things, and they just happen to be like kicking your ass. But like his outside of that, like the way he talks to people, like, he's just a guy. Like, he's just... Everything he does like just a normal kind of guy would. Just some schmo with, like, a wife and some kids, Yeah, like, the way he walks through doors or, like, pays for something. Or, like, like he stands in line to be rang up at the convenience store. He just looks like some guy.
Yeah, spoiler.
Oh yeah, right. Oh, sorry, Donnie. He buys something from a convenience store in that Lost episode too.
Lost episode. Like when he's at dinner with his kids, and he's like, "What do you want to do? What do you want to do?" And it was like such a dad.
Yeah,
like such a dad just moment.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice, and like I will absolutely watch 1,000 different versions of, like, this is what this person was doing when the aliens attacked.
Yeah.
This is what this person, like, just show me that from everybody in the fucking city. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Because seeing it here was cool. Seeing what Kate and her family was doing, it was nice. And then, like honestly, the shit, like, seeing her see him, like, be a hero, like, that was, like, honestly, like, people had jokes about Hawkeye in Avengers, like, where it was like, oh, he's just shooting arrows, but, like, you see it through the eyes of this kid who, like, he saves her life, and then, like, she's, like, inspired by him to the point where, like, at the funeral, she's like, I when she says I need a bow and arrow, I was like, yeah, like, that's fucking awesome. Like, I was, like, really into it. I was like, yeah, like, that's the idea of heroes, right? Is that they inspire people. And so, like, the fact that this kid was just inspired by this guy with a bow and arrow, and now you see she's like, this is what, like, 8 years later or some shit, and she's like, good with a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Right, as the archery team, awesome. And yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just cool. I like that. It really hit that part of it, like the relationship, not just like them knowing each other, but the relationship between the two characters. I liked it.
Right. Somebody's built off of another one. It's in. I liked just her whole introduction of it was just enough to see who she is, and then also see what the conflict is of this season.
They're doing a really good job of utilizing these shows so far to show us stuff like that. Like you're seeing, that first Avengers movie from a different perspective. We get to see,
from the ground, because most of Avengers takes place
true
up top.
But you also, like with WandaVision, we got to see what it was like when people returned from the blip, things that I honestly didn't think we'd get, like wasn't expecting it. It was like, oh, that's cool. And it's a cool way to utilize the shows to do stuff like that. And like you just said, like more on the ground, like I wasn't kidding when I was like a series of like people like, what was the town? Westview in WandaVision. Like, people who are displaced and who lose things because of these big alien fights that happen. Like what happens when like the heroes go home and all of that. So yeah, I like that part of it too. Donnie, what did you think?
Oh no, I thought it was great. Like you saying, like I was saying, the introduction of her was perfect. You got just enough to know who this character is. There was just enough Hawkeye. You didn't need a whole lot. But
it's his show, and you're like,
But I think to spend the episode introducing this character in this new and all the conflict and all that stuff, I think was more important. I did like when they show you Hawkeye, like you're saying, they show you as a normal guy. They show you that he's old and beat down, like he's wearing a hearing aid. Like it's just like he's just
a guy, Donnie.
Just somebody's dad.
Just a guy with bad knees and his hearing's gone in one ear.
All his friends are dead. Like he's.
Oh Jesus, Donnie! Holy shit! You just.
I'm just saying, like that's when he's watching the play. That was my first thing in my head. I said, "Damn, all these people on stage are dead except for him." Like,
holy shit! I totally forgot Tony, Natasha, Steve to a point, right? Like.
Yeah, Steve is. I'm sure he's dead at this time.
He was
up there.
He was an old guy.
And I think this takes place. 2 years after the blip, right?
Is it? I don't know.
I think I read somewhere that.
Yeah, where is this supposed to be in the timeline?
2 years after the Avengers.
Well, I mean,
after they killed Thanos.
2 years, but like, okay, where is that? I refresh my memory. WandaVision was what?
Just a month.
After, it was a month after people came back, so it's 5 years after.
Right.
No, this isn't 2 years after the blip.
I swear I've read that this is 2 years.
Maybe it's 2 years after they beat Thanos. Maybe that's what it is. Like after it has to
be after that because
they killed Thanos like right after the blip, though. Remember it? Like
no. Wait. When you say the blip, you mean when they left or when they came back?
When they came back.
Okay, that's what I'm going. Okay, that makes sense. When you said blip, I was thinking like the snap when they left. So I just wanted to.
This is 2 years
after. I was thinking
because they're already talking like he sees the graffiti and stuff like
Thanos was right, and I was gonna say it has to be after.
Right.
They killed him for good because his kids were all gone, right? Like he lost his whole family. Yeah.
Right. So what I read that this was supposed to be 2 years because Spider-Man, I think the movie it takes place 8 months or something like that after the blip. So this is even after that. So I think this, as far as in timeline, this is the most current thing we've seen.
Okay.
I don't think we've seen anything past this.
Yeah, and it feels like it's like because Avengers Endgame actually the movie was 2 years ago, so it's like this is like real time.
Right.
It's interesting that wait, let me think. Can I say this? Yes, I can. Wait, can I? Yes, I can. It's Christmas, right? We all know it's Christmas, right? From the first episode. Okay. I'm like so paranoid now.
Well, there's a sign at one point. She walks past the sign. It says,
dude, I'm just trying to remember what happened in what fucking episode because somebody didn't watch the second episode.
That's why I'm telling you because I have seen the second episode.
Okay. So it's Christmas and I feel like what works for me with this show is, again, Renner playing such a, like, just a guy. And it reminds me a lot of, like, Bruce Willis in Die Hard. And so I don't know if it's because it's set at Christmas as well, but a lot of this reminds me of Die Hard. The action, the quips, his character in a way, you know?
Yeah, there's a lot of this. No, I also, you know what else it is the music. So I think that the music is, like, if you listen to it, especially when she's doing the whole spying on them under in the wine cellar and stuff like that. It's like espionage music, like James Bond.
Yeah.
There, you can hear the Christmas tones in there too.
Yeah,
so they'll have it's like Silent Night and stuff like that. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh God,
It was.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, it was just interesting to me because while I was watching this, I was like, Cowboy Bebop felt a lot like Shane Black. And this kind of feels a lot like Shane Black because it's all Christmas. I was like, we're watching 2 Shane Black shows.
He's oh no, I can't. That was definitely episode 2. Never mind about the music.
Because he did Iron Man 3, right?
Yeah.
And that was also Christmas.
Yeah, like his big thing he does Christmas. He does Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. So, but yeah, I liked it. I liked it way more than I thought I would. Mainly because, like, I just don't really care about this character. So it was just kind of like, but I figured it would be good. I didn't think it would be bad. I just worried, like, will I care enough to, like, want to watch it every week and also commit time to talk about it? I was really nervous about that. So, you know, because I don't want to let people down that we're, like, looking forward to. Somebody did ask me the other day if we're going to do clubhouses for it. Probably not. And mainly because, well, there's 2 reasons. One, I don't like it that much yet. But remember, I don't think we didn't do clubhouses for, like, WandaVision until after that 3rd episode, I think.
Yeah.
And that might have been, like, just an accessibility thing too. I don't remember exactly, like, when it premiered and, like, when I really started using Clubhouse heavily. But, you know, so that may change. But mainly also, like I said, there's a lot going on. And I have, like, 2 weeks left to this semester. So I'm not trying to give myself extra things to do. So, but yeah, I knew that people were, you know, our listeners were looking forward to it and they knew we'd be covering it. And I didn't want it to be one of those things where I'm just like, guys, I can't, like, what if? I just simply could not continue with what if. Like, it's there. It may, I may put it on as background noise when season 2 drops or whatever, but yeah. I'll probably go back to it again, but it was not enough to make me want to talk about it. But that being said, I didn't say this at the top of the show. Before we dive in and talk about this episode, this will be available for free. So wherever you listen to your podcast for free, like Apple Podcasts or Google Play or Stitcher or Spotify, this will be on our free channel. It is basically because I wanted to replace the last free thing that we did with something else, and I could not make up my mind. And it's easier for me to shift this one and make this like a holiday gift to all, and making it free because it is week by week. A lot of the other shows that we're covering that, you know, networks drop, like Cowboy Bebop and all that stuff, where they drop it a full season at a time, it allows us to watch and binge and kind of get ahead so that life doesn't become unbearable. And our time travel tier gets access to stuff way earlier than everyone else. So this was a really easy show for us to just, you know, watch once a week, record, and then put it out for everybody to enjoy. So it will be available for premium patrons a few days before it goes up for free. That's the way it works. But it will be available for everyone to listen to. All right, so let's talk about this because I do have homework to do. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise, Donnie, that you totally fucked up and didn't. Again, yeah,
thanks for
want to make it clear. Yeah, right. But yeah, I do have homework to do. All right, so never meet your heroes. So this we kind of touched on this. This new way or this new perspective of the incident in New York, as they kept calling it on the Netflix shows, the New York thing or the thing in New York or whatever.
Yeah, it was almost like Netflix didn't have the rights to mention
to say it. Yeah. But we see that at that time, Kate was living in a really nice penthouse that her daddy did not want to sell because apparently they were having money troubles. Mom was like, we could just sell this penthouse. And he was like, no. I was like, okay, Oliver from Only Murders in the Building.
It reminded me so much of Doctor Strange's house.
Yeah, right? Like, nobody lives in a place like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, there was one part where after, like, shit goes down and she's, like, you know, nervous and she goes out her bedroom. She's calling for them. She goes over to, like, this wall and it has, like, a circle, like a hole in it, like a window. Yes. With no glass, though. And she can just, like... It was a window, but it was like...
I like the idea of you forgetting what a window is.
No, because it wasn't like a window.
It wasn't even a window.
Right, that's what I'm saying, though, because it wasn't like it looked outside or anything like that. Right, it looked like a porthole in a ship or something. It was like there was no glass, but it was clearly like, because it's a really nice fucking apartment. It had like molding around. It was nice, but like she looks and... From what I can tell, it's just like it was looking over into the first floor. Like it didn't look outside.
I don't know. I think I'm just too poor to even have seen this.
Yes, I'm telling you. And I was like, and then the other thing was when she does that and she's calling, like you can hear like an echo. Like they live in a fucking museum, okay? And I was like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, so there's that whole Chitauri attack, and we don't see it, but her dad dies. Part of their
old Brian Darcy James.
I'm gonna take your word for
it. Yeah, that's who it was.
Somebody was like, oh God, somebody was like, I knew he was gonna die because I don't know who that actor is, but I know who the mom is. Vera Farmiga. Who fucking said that? I don't remember who. Somebody said that. I died laughing. But before that, we see that she's saved by one of Hawkeye's arrows. So this has to be the arrow when he was shooting without looking. Like right before the jump. The infamous, like, you know, dive backwards off the rooftop thing. I think this is that arrow. Like an off screen, like you see them blow up behind him. Remember he did like that trick shot?
Sure.
I think they reframed it so that I'm almost positive. But either way, she sees him do that. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I buy it. I buy that a kid would see that. Because I was like cheering in the theater the first time I saw it. So I could just imagine you just saved my life.
Yeah, I can absolutely see a kid being like, hell yeah, I want a bow and arrow.
Yep. Hell, I've been thinking about taking it up for like the past couple of months. I get it, girl. I get it. But yeah, okay, so I just have to ask this because I feel like I'm looking to see what I have written here because I don't want to refer to anything from episode 2. But I think I could say this. So the mom is sus, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Her mom? Yeah.
Yes.
I mean...
Okay. Because I just want to make sure...
Nita's like, she killed the dad, right?
No, she did. Because listen...
Really? I didn't get that.
Wow. Let me tell you why. Because she was like, I'm going to go take this downstairs, right? And where he was, right? Like whatever she had made that, like, she was serving him food or whatever. And then when shit went down, she wasn't like, honey, or like nothing. Like Kate was calling for her mom and dad. She was getting no answer. So then all that stuff happens. She almost dies. No mom. She sees Hawkeye. No mom. Then mom shows up. She's like, we have to go. She's like, where's dad? She never fucking answered her. Where the fuck were you, lady? And why did you not? Like,
She got lucky with that attack. Like she had just murdered him.
Or he was or what if he was injured and she chose not to help?
She was down there poisoning him already. He's like, ooh.
I don't know.
Or the attack happened and she's like, this is a perfect opportunity.
Just like the other show we're covering, Invasion. I'm telling you, you got to kill that motherfucker. Blame it on the aliens because he got to go. Her husband is the worst. I don't know. I just feel like she's sus.
I was like, and this is jumping ahead just a little bit, but like, I was like, because as you said, they were like having money troubles when this attack happened, and then fucking you jump to the present day and they're fine.
No, they're better than fine. They're still living in that apartment. It's been, well, I'm assuming like some insurance or something would have covered some of that damage, but like she still lives in that apartment. It's been fixed, obviously, but she owns like a security company or something. Like, they're doing great.
Yeah, I guess like I don't know, like maybe we'll learn more about them as the season goes on, but like I'm curious if that security thing happened like as a result of the attack.
Right. People
like similar to like what was the thing called? Sword or whatever?
Yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Like maybe like this security thing happened because of that attack,
kind of like how
that's why she's making money off of it.
How after 9/11 all of these private security companies and
exactly.
And then you look at also like, oh fuck, I can't say it. That was episode 2. Okay, but yeah, just remember you said that. What was the oh god, what was it called? The Patriot Act. With the tapping of phones and all that type of stuff, like being able to, yeah. Okay, so in present day, Kate is now in college. She's an archer. She's on her college archery team. She's a martial artist. She got her black belt when she was 15, I believe. And she's doing, we're introduced to her in present day when she's completing a dare from her friends on campus to use an arrow to ring this bell in a clock tower. And she eventually causes the bell to fall through. She manages to ruin a clock. She said both the clock, the bell and the clock.
I think she did them a favor because all she did was ring that bell and it fucking fell. Like, that was a safety hazard before she got there.
Well, you know what Jack pointed out? That it was called Stain Tower. And I was like, is it Obadiah Stane?
Maybe.
I was like, I wonder, because I couldn't remember, like, I was like, Stain, did you say Stain? And he spelled it. And I think it's how you spell the name. But yeah. So she doesn't, like, her mother, we find out, cancels her credit cards because of it, right? But, like, does she get kicked out of school? Is there any other punishment, or is this just how it works when you have money?
You get kicked out. That was it.
I think that because the mom said, and now I'm having to replace a clock. When that whole conversation about whether it was a clock tower or a bell tower, like when that's what she said, she has to replace it. So I'm assuming they're letting her stay in school as long as her mom replaces the
thing. Yeah. When we catch
but she has her own apartment. You know how it goes.
No, actually, I don't, but I can imagine.
She inherited it.
When we catch up with generational wealth, when we catch up with Hawkeye, he is spending some quality time with his kids in New York. So it sounds like they're doing the whole see a show, go out to dinner, see the sights, go to Rockefeller Center, see the tree. And they're seeing a musical called Rogers, which is clearly a play on Hamilton. And the number we get to see performed is I Can Do This All Day.
I'll tell you, I would see the fuck out of this show.
I know you would.
I was like, hell yeah, let's watch it.
He's like, Ant-Man. He's like, he wasn't there. Fucking Ant-Man.
They
had my boy Hulk in a green hoodie, and I'm like, why?
I love it because they're like Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, and then they hadn't said Hawkeye yet, and I was like, are they ever gonna say it? Finally they did. Like they were like, he's Bullseye or some shit.
Like, I feel like this isn't like, I feel like this would absolutely exist.
Oh yeah.
Right? I feel like people would go see it. I would not. Only because I'm over people, honestly. Like, it's gonna take a lot for me to leave my house and go be in a crowd of you motherfuckers ever again. But what I have a problem with is why it looks so low budget. Why do you have my man Hulk? Because I can see if it was like an off-Broadway low, like, or if it was at like the kids' school or something. But
that's
what
the costumes. Even
the costumes, it looks so cheap.
Although wearing a t-shirt.
Although, if you told me that was actually Robert Downey Jr. up there, I would believe you because that looked just like him. They did good with that, but I was just like, but yeah. And this is where we learned that he's wearing a hearing aid.
Yeah, because he has it turned off.
Mm-hmm. I don't blame him.
I was like, man, like that. It was hilarious. I thought that I could do this all day.
It was so. It works. It's so good because it's so true, right? Like this is exactly what it would be. This is exactly how the songs would go.
I mean, it was like you said, like Hamilton, like mixed with like Spider-Man Turn Out the Dark.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
It looked like you said, it looked cheap. It looked like something that people were getting injured doing
for no reason. It just didn't have to be that way. I don't know why they decided like, nah, we're not going to invest too much in this. I guess maybe that's it because it was like a show within a show. But still, I saw WandaVision. You see what they invested? Y'all could have did a little bit better. But yeah. So we catch up with Kate once she gets home, and her mom's new boyfriend, whose name is Jack, has a really weird mustache. I don't know why she don't see that he's a demon because he got that demon mustache going. I watch a lot of anime now. I'm telling you, he is not a good guy.
That's another reason why she's like the mom is sus. That's why I didn't
right
think she
because he's so obvious. Yes, exactly. Exactly.
But he's evil in his own way because he has no money. He's broke.
But I feel like he is an opportunist. He is an opportunist. She's a murderer. Okay, that's all I'm saying. But he is
too. I mean, he was talking about it later in this episode how he's like, I'm gonna inherit a bunch of money.
Yeah, but I don't think that means he's. I don't know that necessarily means that he was planning on killing her.
Oh, that's how.
Also, but wait.
I thought he was planning on killing his uncle or whatever.
I was just going to say, because that's also his uncle. But that's the thing. I think they want you to think that it was that, right? Because they had that conversation, because he steals the sword, right? The retractable sword when the explosion happens, and then he ends up dead by the end of the episode. But the other thing that happens is that he threatened her mother before he died. Yeah. And I'm sorry, like, one of the things he said, and I know we're kind of all over the place, but one of the things he said was, like, when she first overhears him, he says to her, I have powerful friends too. And I was like, okay. Who are her powerful friends, you know? And he goes, and there you wouldn't want to meet them or something like that. And then when he walks out and she says, was that guy threatening you? And she goes, oh, I don't know what that was about. I'm like, you're shady. She's shady.
Yeah, she absolutely knows what that's about.
Yeah, like, because you would just be like, it's nothing to worry about or something, or you would tell her, right? But I'm like, but to act like you didn't know what that conversation was, like, I have no idea what that was. Like, come on, you are shady.
Yeah. And she knew all about the thing going on in the basement, the auction. Like, I feel like she is
she knew
in all of it.
Yes, absolutely. So, but yeah, we are introduced to her mom's new boyfriend as they're preparing to go to this charity event. She convinces Kate to put on this red dress that's in her room and meet her there, but Kate puts on like a black suit instead. And she learns from what was his name again? Armand. That
the third.
Yes, of 7.
The third of at least 7.
Yes. He is the fiance's, well, he's Jack's husband, and then we find uncle, and we find out here that Jack is her fiance, that they're engaged, and this is how Kate finds out that her mother's going to marry this evil mustache dude. So she overhears that threat, and then she follows Armand down to this secret black market auction in a wine cellar of a charity event. Rich people really don't know how to just not be terrible. Like, you can't just have this one night be about charity.
Why does it have to happen now, right here?
Like, because this is the only time all these rich
charity event.
Yeah, I get that, but like, why are y'all so fucking greedy and evil?
And the first thing they saw is that dinosaur skull, and they're like, and if you get caught with it, remember it, so you don't know where it came from.
Like the motherfucking selling DVDs on the corner.
Like, where'd you get this skull? You steal this shit out the museum? It
wasn't an alien skull or a dinosaur skull?
It was a dinosaur skull.
I thought it was an alien skull, like left over from, I don't know.
But one of those why would you say that unless this shit, obviously you must be stealing this shit from somewhere.
Oh, no, yeah, no, I get you. Like, we find out that some of the other stuff that they were auctioning off. Okay, first of all, they were like taken from the ruins of Avengers Tower. So this is after the shit with Thanos, right? Like the final, like all that. Why was Ronin's suit there?
And the sword. I don't know. Because he shouldn't have never went back there.
No, well, she came and got him. So I'm guessing he wore his Ronin suit to Avengers Tower because then he time traveled with them.
That's right.
So I'm guessing he brought it there. I don't know.
He just left it in the locker.
I guess. And then they just found it. And then there's a watch, which is what the Russian guys, I think they're Russian, really...
that's what they were after.
Want it. And it's also, we see from the auction tag that was also retrieved from Avengers Tower. So when they do that explosion, they're just grabbing all the bags.
Yep.
Everything. They're like, we'll sort through this shit later. This is how you end up with like alien relics that turn you into shit.
Well, that was the whole plot of the Spider-Man movie from Vulture.
So what's up with the watch? Whose watch do we think it is?
I think it's Tony's. It's like a gold Rolex.
Oh, fuck. I must have something from episode 2. Okay. Oh, my God.
I've been wanting to say something else too. I'm like, I can't say it.
Uh-huh. So, what do you guys think of this fighting in the auction? After it explodes...
I thought her fighting was fantastic.
I thought the choreography, I feel like the choreography...
I'm guessing he's not going to say fantastic.
No, I'm not. I thought in the cellar or whatever, I felt like that was a little not as good as out in the street. Mm-hmm. I felt like when they were out in the street and they had more room, I felt like it was better. Mm-hmm. I don't think it was bad in the cellar. I just think that it was better out in the street when they had more room to jump around and shit.
But I think the cellar was for me, it was just utilizing the stuff around you, like a John Wick type fight.
Yeah, I was going to say...
Haley Steinfeld, I like her. I don't know that she's a fighter.
I liked it. I thought that it was that they did the best that they could with... Like, when we're first introduced to Natasha, she's been a trained assassin for... more than a decade, right? You don't have to explain why she's so good. I worried that, when they first introduced her and they were like, she's on the archery team and, her mother drops the whole black belt by the time you were 15 thing. So I was like, okay, that's good. They're planting the seed. So it's like, okay, she can kick a little ass. Don't act surprised, I thought that it was like believable enough, if that makes sense. Like, things that she did, I was like, I buy enough of what they told me her training is, plus what I've seen of her character-wise, like, you know, her spirit and the type of girl she is, type of woman she is, that I buy that she would do all of this, you know, and that it would probably look like this. Like, this was enough for me. And that's why I think it works even better for me when later, when they're fighting outside and she's basically getting her ass kicked, because it shows, okay, yeah, now she caught them off guard. There was all that kind of cramped space, so she could be a little wily and use things like jumping, you know, holding onto the pipes to wrap her legs around this guy. Like, she used the things that she had around her. It was scrappy fighting, you know? And so it made sense. But it also made sense that when she's like out here in the streets, the fucking tracksuit mafia, who all look like they beat on women before, okay, let's just be real. You know, it made sense that, oh yeah, she's gonna get her ass handed to her. So I like that.
Yeah, I think that's what I mean. Is like, it, like you said, it made sense. Like, it made sense that she wouldn't be super good yet.
Yes.
Like, she has to learn things. Like, there has to be a trajectory for her to go on.
Yeah. So, yeah, he ends up, Jack steals that sword in the chaos. She gets away with the help of this like one-eyed dog that attacks the man who finds the watch. He's like loading the stolen stuff on this van. And she chases the dog and saves him. Now, when she takes the dog to her apartment, did that dog eat the watch? Like, no. What happened to the watch? Because she has a bag, like a duffel bag.
But she doesn't. I don't think she got the watch. I thought they still had the watch. No.
I thought in episode 1, the last we see of the watch is that the dog had it. Because the man found it, and he was like, I'm the one who found it. And then the dog attacked him, and I thought he dropped it, and the dog picked it up and ran. And then she chased after the dog because she's trying to get away, and the dog was just standing in traffic. I thought it had the key. I thought that's what she was like bending down, like picking that up or picking that up with the dog when that one guy, for some reason, pulled his mask off.
Yeah, I know. It felt like we were supposed to recognize it.
Yeah, I was like, is that an Ashmore? Because if it's not, I don't... Yeah, for 1 second, I thought it was an Ashmore. And I was like... one of them Ashmore boys. Then I realized it wasn't, and then I was just like, okay.
Maybe it's like Billy Ashmore.
Like the other Baldwin nobody cares about.
I was going to say like a Hemsworth, but like we care about all those.
Yeah, all of them became cool again. That one dumped Miley Cyrus. I'm just kidding. Anyway.
I would say like the pizza dog is like, I would like, that's one of the few things from the comics that I knew.
Oh, okay.
Like, I was just like, because that's, I know, like, I haven't read, like, it feels like a lot of this is probably going to be, like, similar to the Matt Fraction.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And I read, like, the first issue of that.
Okay.
And so, like, I have, like, a cursory knowledge of Kate Bishop and, like, a cursory knowledge of just, you know, like the pizza dog. Like, I was like, oh yeah, pizza dog.
A lot of my Kate Bishop stuff comes from her being in other people's stuff, like the America comic, and one other I'm like drawing a blank on. Okay, so she goes to Armand's place, and like this is weird because I think what we're supposed to believe is that the Tracksuit Mafia followed her, right? When she runs off with the dog or whatever, and the one guy pulls up his mask, and they're like, let's go, because you hear the police are coming, and they're like, we'll follow him, right? So they followed her to Armand's place where she found him dead, and I think what we're supposed to believe is that Jack did it, right? I thought that the maid was going to see her, and it was going to be like, oh, they're going to think Ronan's back to killing. And I guess, no, I'm not. I was going to say, maybe I owe Hawkeye an apology. I don't. Because in Endgame, they just showed us that he grieved his family by going to other countries killing brown people. We have perfectly good white supremacists here at home. Then I find out, he was out here cleaning up the streets at home. But I don't know. Until somebody tells me he was directly targeting white folks.
Yeah, I mean, like, as much, like, he seems kind of friendly with the tracksuit mafia, like, a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, kind of like friendly adversaries or some shit.
It's weird that people know, too, like, this tracksuit mafia, like, the way they talk about it, it's like they are, like, we should know. Like, they've been in the Marvel Universe before, you know? Like, the Kingpin or something. I'm like, I never heard of these motherfuckers. Who are they?
It was so interesting to me, like, shit, that's kind of episode 2. This is also episode 1, though. Like, the fact that he gets recognized sometimes and doesn't get recognized other times.
Because he just looks like some white dude. He just looks like some fucking guy that might have been at the Capitol on January 6th. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, thank you very much.
He only gets recognized if you're his favorite.
Like, and let's also talk about the fact, here what we really gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about the fact that this motherfucker was getting free food at the Chinese restaurant. Sam couldn't get a fucking loan. Remember that?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Remember that? Okay.
And they
You see it, right? You see it, right? You see it, right?
They're like, Sam is Sam. And like everybody fucking knew Sam. Like people seeing Sam on the street. Like, that's Falcon right there.
Black Falcon.
One guy recognized Hawkeye.
I'm like, I can't believe Sam could not get that loan. This motherfucker got free dumplings. It ain't right.
And they ordered a lot of food, apparently.
I know. Was willing to pay and everything. And the man was like, you saved our city. Fucking Sam saved the universe. He couldn't even get a goddamn loan.
He couldn't even get money he's going to pay back.
Right? With interest. They didn't trust that nigga to pay back a loan. That's how fucked up it is. This man got free food for all his kids. I was like, okay, I see you. But yeah, so we talked about it. The alley fight. She gets in the car. She's rescued by Clint, who has the best some guy reaction. Oh, come on.
Because he's like, knock her out.
He's like, I don't need this shit right now.
And this is how it ends for me.
Yeah.
I thought it was
so cryptic.
It was so interesting to me. Like, I felt like everybody knew the Ronin thing. Did you guys get that feeling? Like everybody was aware of like Ronin?
Yes,
like, they didn't know it was Hawkeye.
But they didn't know it was They didn't know it was Hawkeye.
They didn't know it was Hawkeye, but they knew Ronin was a person out here that was killing people
and
by being a vigilante.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then but like Kate didn't know that shit. Kate didn't know a goddamn thing. She's running around looking like Ronin, like not scared at all that people are going to be like, "Oh shit, there's Ronin."
Does that kind of tell you
I don't think
snapped or not? Because I feel she was snapped. Like based off of her age, I would say she was snapped away.
Wait, what are you talking about? How old do you think she is?
She's in college, so 19.
She's 22.
Yeah, that's in episode 2, but
okay.
No, I mean, it's fine. I mean, I feel like...
That's not a spoiler.
No. So that's what I'm going to say. That's why I'm telling him, because I want to know, does he still think that means she was snapped?
Yes.
Okay, why?
Because the first Avengers movie, I feel like at this point's been 8 years. Well, you got to add 5 years.
It was 2012.
Okay.
And how old did you think she was then?
Maybe 10.
So, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Do your math.
I know, but add 5 years for the blip. Remember, we're always 5 years ahead on the
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Blip.
And this is 2 years after that.
Right, so I feel like that just by looking at her and what they showed us, I always felt like, okay, this is telling us that
she was blipped away.
Right.
I don't even know how she still manages to like function. Can you imagine? Your dad dies in an alien attack. Your mom's a bitch. Then you get blipped away. You're gone for 5. You wake, you come back. You're whatever the fuck age you were when you blipped away, but everybody else has moved on 5 years. Like, okay, that's fair. Maybe you're right. I didn't consider that. But I didn't think that she didn't know about Ronan. I thought she wasn't thinking. Like, because she was there when they talked about it, if that makes sense. Like, when they were talking about what the items were. And, like, I think, like, so I'm thinking she understands, like, what the suit or what it means. Like, you know, the person who wore it, what they did. But I don't think she was thinking, if that makes sense. So it's not that she didn't care. I just think that she was like, so like when she saw the bag, and that's one of the things I like, again, because it's a small thing, very, very small, but I like that the writers did it because it was enough. So when she's like, what do I do? Like, what to do? Like, it wasn't like, oh, so she's like fearless and she just jumped in. We're just supposed to believe, you know, it's one thing to be good at martial arts and to be good at archery. It's a total nother to try to take on some grown ass men with machine guns and stuff. Right. But like, I like that you saw her seeing that and pondering like what to do. And then when she did, one of the first things she did was like try to direct people out, you know, to help people. So that's what I think. I don't think that she was thinking I probably shouldn't be running around like this. I think she think it worked and it got me out of there. You know, and hopefully she has a little bit more time. She'll bust out the Singer sewing machine like Selena Kyle did. Yeah.
I think like, I guess I was thinking like when she runs out of the auction is one thing. But then after she goes home and then leaves home again and she's still wearing it, I was like, wait. Like,
yeah, because she was going to go do some B&E. That's what I mean. I feel like she thought, okay, this worked. And like they didn't seem to realize I was a woman and I got away with it. I think she just got caught up in the whole, you know what I mean? Like wanting to be.
I'm so glad. Yeah,
you know.
I'm so glad you said that in like. I think because in this episode, she runs into Jack when she's dressed as Ronan, right?
Yes.
I think he knew it was her.
I think he did too. Yeah, I think he did. Just the eye contact, like that whole thing. I think he did.
And she talked, she spoke, and I think he recognized the voice.
Yeah. Yep. And I think that they, there's something we can't say. So anyway, we only have one bit of feedback from Gregory. And, you know, I guess it's a good thing Donnie fucked up. And he did fuck up. But no, because this is so soon after it dropped. So I don't know how many people actually had a chance to watch yet. But any feedback that comes in that is for episodes 1 or 2, I will read next week when we talk about episodes 2 and 3. But Gregory B says, Marvel stay cheating. This show is amazing. That's a strong word, Gregory. Amazing. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll go that far.
Yeah. I don't know if I can follow you down that road, but it's good. I think it's a good show.
I would go even as far as to say great.
Yeah, it's like Die Hard. I'm sorry, it just is. It's like that kind of vibe. It's like a Christmas, you know, action shoot 'em up. It's like there's some good fighting in it. It's funny. You know, It's just, you know, got holiday music in the background. And then name drop an Avenger here and there. What else is there, you know? It's perfect. It's perfect for the Hawkeye character, though. And that's not, I want to say, like, I won't say anything too much about episode 2, but in terms of the tracksuit mafia, like, I feel like so far, all of this danger is, like, right at his pay grade. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because he's not super powered, he's not bulletproof, and he's already established, like, his knees are bad, he's losing his hearing, like, he's an older dude. And I think that right now, everything that he's that she has encountered, and then what I know of episode 2, I feel like this works for this character. Like, we don't need a super soldier serum because he'll die.
Yeah, that's the thing, is like,
he doesn't have Bucky with him.
I really don't want to compare him to Batman, but in this way, I mean, it's similar to like Batman, like you're saying, like, he needs his villains to be on his level, or else it doesn't work. And that's one of the things that I noticed about this show. Like, I think the musical number that they had is going to be like the closest we get to having any other like super powered person on this show.
Yeah.
Because like, it just feels like it would take, like, the whole thing that you're saying, it would take that away. Like, you want to not be reminded that those, super powered people are out there.
And we are going to have, I'm assuming, some sort of with the Florence Pugh character, because of the way Black Widow ended, the stinger there. So I'm expecting something along the lines of that. But yeah, I don't think it's going to get too crazy, and that's fine. Okay, so, sorry Donnie fucked up, but it is what it is. I have to run and go do my homework. Like I said, 2 more weeks, you guys, and this semester's done, and I'm so looking forward. I'm really, really looking forward to the end of December and the start of 2022. Like, yeah, this year has been, I mean, it was better than 2020, but not by much. Just by a little bit. A little bit. So yeah, I'm just kind of really ready to hit another reset, try this shit again. But before I can do that, I just got to get through these 2 weeks of school and this move. And so I'm going to dip out now to go do my homework. But again, this podcast was originally scheduled to just be on premium, but I'm going to release it for free on Podcast Fandom. It will go up 2 to 3 days after it hits Patreon for our premium subscribers. If you are a premium subscriber, oh boy, we got so much stuff coming up. Like I said, I spent a good portion of these past couple of days packing, cleaning, podcasting, schoolwork. That has been my life. And the podcast that we are doing, I'm super excited for you guys to hear. I love everything that we're watching. Donnie and I are chugging along with Money Heist. We're just finishing season 3. We just realized that earlier tonight. Surprisingly enough, we begin the Wheel of Time this weekend. We are also dropping more Hellbound, a new Netflix original series, another K-drama. Demon Slayer. We're starting Hunter x Hunter, or maybe Hunter x Hunter. I don't fucking know. I just say Hunter x Hunter. What else? Ted Lasso season 2, Cowboy Bebop season 1.
What is Goblin? Did you already say that one?
Yes. No. Goblin is a K-drama. It stars Gong Woo from Train to Busan and Lee Dong-wook from what would you guys have seen him in? This was the first thing I've seen him in, and I'm watching something on Netflix now called Strangers from Hell. It's a scary K-drama. He's in that. So, but I mean, he's done a bunch of other stuff. I'm just stuff I know. And it's really good. It's, how to describe it? It's like fantasy, but also a little bit of romance, like time travel. It's good. It's funny. So Kaylee and I have been covering, Goblin. As a matter of fact, let me think. By the time you guys hear this, no, it hasn't even dropped yet because we are ahead for our time travel subscribers. So, Goblin, is coming up for you guys brand new next week. What else? Oh, Invasion. We're almost done with that. And I think that's it. Oh, and then we'll be starting Alice in Borderland. Right when we're done with Hellbound. So a lot of good stuff. If you haven't already subscribed, head over to patreon.com/podcastfandom. And we will be back next week to discuss Hawkeye. We're going to talk about episodes 2 and 3 because Donnie fucked up. All right. Good night.